see you dancing in the... And we're live. What's up, guys? Good evening and welcome to Roma Theory. Europe is back. What a day it has been today. Some significant changes and some significant updates. And if you live in the Northern Hemisphere, and sorry, not in the Northern Hemisphere, in the North America continent, and you just woke up, Leon Bailey is no longer a Roma player, and you're eating your breakfast and going, what the hell? Roma triggered the end of Leon Bailey's loan, so he's back in Birmingham, and that's something that we will talk about today, as well as this. I would call this another trap game for numerous reasons, but this is a very important game. I would go as far to say that this is the most important test in Europe so far. I reckon this is the most complicated game out of all of our group stage. Of course, we've got 8 games. I feel like this is the most complicated one. Stuttgart are a good side. Stuttgart are currently 3rd in the Bundesliga. They are a team which scores plenty of goals. They're a very offensive team. And we are missing a few pieces in defense like Hermoso. So honestly, this is a real test. I connect this game to last season, of course, at this stage, 20th of January in the Europa League. We were in a very critical position because we needed points to qualify in those 24 teams. And we played Eintracht Frankfurt at home. I see a very similar game. Also when it comes to dates, when it comes to the end, almost the end of this group stage, playing a German team. This game is not easy. This game needs to be treated very carefully because it's not an easy game. Stuttgart are no team to wander around. Stuttgart are a serious team, 3rd in the Bundesliga, as I said before. They were in the Champions League last year, so this is the most important test in Europe so far. So it will be nice to test ourselves against them. But I say that this is a trap game because we've got Milan on Sunday. Now, remember what I said before the Midtjylland game a few months ago, that it was like the upside down in Stranger Things. And that statement proved to be very factually correct. Because the following weekend, like 3 days after that game, we played Napoli on a Sunday evening. And we played one of the worst worst games of the season. Not because of the result, because losing to Napoli is fine, but we played. I remember that game, and I remember at the stadium, it was one of the most deadest games that we've played this season. And with all the hype that followed that game, I was very disappointed after it. So, again, I see a similarity. I see a connection between the two scenarios. This is a game that will remove energies. This is a game that, at the same time, I reckon if you win, you get in the top 8. I'm almost convinced about this statement. I reckon if you manage to beat Stuttgart at home, you're going to get in the top 8. Because if you beat Stuttgart at home, you're also going to beat Panathinaikos away. And if you beat both of these teams, I reckon you get in the top 8. Qualifying in the top 8, seeing our start to our Europa League journey this season, was something that nobody would ever bet a euro on. But yeah, I mean, we're in this position. Look, at the end of the day, I think you look at this game and go, do you want that top 8? Or do you satisfy yourself with one of those placements in the 24 teams? Because if you don't win this game, then this game is like sliding doors again. If you win this, I reckon you get in the top 8. If you don't win this, I reckon you qualify, of course, but you will have to play the playoffs. And playing the playoffs, remember, means that you will have to play every knockout stage until the final with the second leg away from home. And last season, we know how much it can cost you playing at the San Mamés. One mistake, one detour, you get thrown out. So at the end of the day, I think you need to make a decision. I think Gasperini will be called to make a decision prior to this game, because if you start the starting 11, the normal starting 11, it's good. it's good. I mean, you're treating the Europa League well, but the players will be knackered. Milan don't have European games, so remember, you're facing a team which not only have this weekend that not only have only lost one game in game week 1 and then they've never lost. Not only is it a team that don't play in Europe, so they have rests after rests after rests. Adding on to that, you add Allegri's ass in every single game week, you calculate yourself that it becomes complicated to beat them. So I am gonna go with a midpoint, in a sense that I want to keep the core, but some players need to rest on Thursday. They do need to rest because otherwise I don't expect anything spectacular on Sunday against Milan. People are asking why Malen and Dybala are not in. Malen can't play. Malen and Vaz can't play because they're not on the UEFA list. So I haven't excluded them to give them the rest. Malen and Vaz can't play the last 2 games of our Europa League group stage because they aren't on the UEFA list, and we can only update the UEFA list once the group stage is done. So Malen and Vaz can't play. Dybala, again, you know what I think? I feel like he's getting back to that condition, but you know what I think? I think that the injury is behind the corner, and we've seen it with Milan. Like before the Milan game, he was picking up form. He was scored against Sassuolo. He started to get more active, and then one penalty against Milan, and he was out for almost a month, 2-3 weeks. So he's getting back that optimal condition, which for Dybala is very precious. But at the same time, when he does get closer to it, you also need to calculate that injuries are behind the corner. So he's played too much recently, and you need to preserve him. So I don't want Dybala to start this game. I, frankly speaking, don't even want Pellegrini to start this game because I don't think Pellegrini is fit, which is why I put Cristante ahead and Pizzilli in the middle dropping down. But no, speaking about Stuttgart, actually, chronologically, what do I think about Bailey leaving? What I think about Bailey leaving is thank God. Thank God, because I was very gassed at the beginning of the season. I was very gassed at the beginning of the season because I saw in Bailey a player with the characteristics that we need. And that we still need and that we needed this summer. So I saw in Bailey a player which, like, you can change your season. And I said this numerous times on the channel this year. Before he came back from the injury, I said that, you know, Bailey has all the keys and all the elements to change our season, to change our offensive threats. But that never worked out. That never worked out because you signed a player that had injuries written all over it. And people will go, well, it's a gamble which didn't work out, and I completely agree. But I also feel like it's a gamble that you could have avoided if you just paid a bit more attention to his injury record. Last season, he was always injured at Villa. So people that go, well, these players are just unlucky with us. I mean, there's definitely an element of bad luck because he literally descended from the plane the 25th of August and the 27th of August he was in the hospital. So there is definitely an element with bad luck. But these are all players that you could have avoided. You know, what I link Bailey to is, I said it on Instagram this morning, Renato Sanchez. Like for me, Bailey and Renato Sanchez were the same exact player. Same type of move, lone, injury-prone player, never did anything, honestly speaking, never cared. His father spoke of Bailey as if he was the new Griezmann, and every time that guy spoke, his son got injured again. So it was just something that inevitably never worked out and would have never worked out. El Anawi is not available. El Anawi is returning from Morocco tomorrow, so he will not be available for Thursday's game. Yeah, look, I'm glad. I'm glad because it empties a slot which can be used properly. So I'm very happy that we ended the loan. I was not sure if we were able to do this, seen the contract, but I'm happy we did it. I mean, one of the best news of the year so far. Oh my God. What the hell did I just read? Oh my God. Roma and Fiorentina fans got away games banned until the end of the season because of what happened this weekend. They came up with a decision. It's official. Fucking joke, man. This is an absolute joke. For a few imbeciles, everyone needs to pay the price. Fucking joke, man. Oh my God. Oh. Anyways, what was I saying? That completely destabilized me. What was I saying? Stuttgart. Right. Stuttgart are a good team. Stuttgart are a good team, guys. Stuttgart are no joke. I mean, they've got a lot of interesting players. They're fourth in the Bundesliga, by the way, not third. I apologize. Their best players are Dennis Undav, who is one of their, I believe he's like a striker, and Angelo Stiller, who is the guy with a big nose. Respect to him. I think it's a condition, but he does have a big nose. So it's Undav and Stiller are their best players. They do have an interesting guy, but he is Moroccan, and just like El Anawi, I'm not sure if he will be available for this game. In fact, I don't think he will. Who is El Kanous? But other than that, I mean, these teams. The thing with these teams is that just like any German team, is that they attack. They don't care about that defense. German teams concede a hell of a lot of goals, but score a lot of goals. Just to get you the latest results, some of the few latest results, not all. I mean, look at this. Two of their last three games ended 4-1 to Stuttgart away at Leverkusen and 3-2 to Stuttgart at home to Eintracht. So these are teams that don't have particularly amazing defenses, but these are teams that have and know how to score against you even with a good defense, because they base their football and their culture of football on this. So, and I was actually looking at this stat. Out of all the games that they've played up to now this season, Europe and League and German Cup, there have only been 3 games where Stuttgart didn't score a goal. And that's nothing. That's nothing. They've scored in every game apart from 3, and one of them was against Bayern Munich. So you get the point. They will know how to crack you down. So it is very important for you, number 1, to score goals, and number 2, to show them what Italian football is all about. This is a generational clash of titans between Italian football and German football, which are the complete opposite movements of tactics. So yeah, this is what I think about Stuttgart. I mean, they're ahead of you in the current. No, they've got same points as you, or they're very close to you. They're currently sat 9th. Yeah, same points as you. Just difference in goal difference. We're 1 point behind Braga and Porto, 2 points behind Ferencváros, Freiburg, Betis, and 3 points behind Villa, Midtjylland, and Lyon. Midtjylland are still second. How the hell are Midtjylland still second? Yeah, look, as I said at the beginning, I don't want to repeat myself. If you win this game, I'm almost convinced you're qualifying that top 8. Because after all this effort, I don't see you then losing Athens to Panathinaikos with all due respect. So this game is important. But you need to calculate this game with the perception of playing Milan on Sunday, which is a very important game. Probably even more important than this one. And you know what happened the last time you had a similar calendar? Midtjylland and then Napoli at home. Same exact thing. You got to that Napoli game where you were absolutely cooked. So no repeating the same mistake, please. Predictor 11 is that. I think Dybala needs the rest, as I said before. Other than that, Hermoso's injured, so I think Gilardi will step in. I can see Wrench start and Chilik drop in a back 3, but generally speaking, I see something similar to that. And that's it. I'm going to read a few comments and then I'll leave you to it. Simo, why are Dybala and Malen not in the starting 11? They played so good versus Torino because Dybala needs a rest and Malen isn't on the UEFA list. Who you think the subs are in this game? Well, considering Vaz isn't on the UEFA list, you don't have a lot of options in terms of substitutions because El Shaarawy missed the last game because of an injury. I'm not sure if he's available. You have Pellegrini as a sub. You have, and that's pretty much it, because you don't have Bailey anymore. Dovbik's injured. Dybala can be a sub, but I don't want him to start. That's pretty much it. Baldanzi is not on the UEFA list, so you don't even have him. And I think we're selling Baldanzi. So yeah, you have nobody. You have nobody. This again shows to you that if you remove Malin and the Vaz that you signed, the tower collapses again. Which is why I say Malin is not enough. You need to shield yourself. We're one injury away from the tower crumbling back down. And this is exact proof that when one of them isn't there, this is the team that you have. And you're forced to play with these players out of position, players that have been played pretty bad this season. So you get my point, what I was saying in the match reaction. I'd prefer Dybala start over Sule, take the momentum into the game, sub in Sule if we need a goal. Dybala can bring our more from strikers than Sule. Malin is great, but still not enough. If we could get Matthijs Tel, it would be amazing. Yeah, look, the thing about the away games has completely destabilized my evening. Like, it's so unfair. It is so unfair. I don't think this will apply to Europe. I do still think in Europe we're safe. But in the league, away games banned until the end of the season. That's actually crazy. It's so unfair because for a few imbeciles, everyone pays. And they're imbeciles. They are imbeciles. So ultras, non-ultras, pro-ultras against ultras, I don't give a shit. They're imbeciles. They're imbeciles under all effect. And it's not fair that for a few imbeciles who go there, fight with each other. This weekend they met with Fiorentina ultras in the middle of a highway in Italy and started kicking their asses amongst each other. And because of that, everyone gets penalized. And I think it's so unfair. I really wanted to do a few. Also because next year for the first 6 months, I won't be in Rome. I'll be on my Erasmus. So it was also kind of not the last dance, but you get the point. Like, to get a few before a while. I mean, it will be a very, very, if they confirm this, and it looks like it's confirmed, it will be a very long time until there's going to be a league away game vlog on the channel. Because if they're all blocked until the end of the season, next year for the first 5 months of the season, I won't be in Rome because I'll be out doing my Erasmus. That means that basically a year without away game vlogs. Hopefully Europe isn't banned. I do want to organize a few in Europe in the knockout stages. But for instance, I really wanted to go to Genoa away. Genoa away would have been fire, and we were already organizing it with my friends, but for a few idiots we can't go now. Anyways, I'll catch you. I won't catch you tomorrow. I won't catch you this week. I'll catch you on Sunday because I'm actually going to Morocco tomorrow. I am backpacking Morocco with a few friends for a few days, so I will be out for the next couple of games, for the next couple of days, and you won't hear from me. I'll post things on Instagram, so that's a good chance to follow Roma Theory on Instagram. I'll post things over there, but my plane is back in Rome in the night between Saturday and Sunday, just in time to get to the stadium for the Milan game, and film a video, hopefully. And then so I'll catch you on Sunday evening post Milan game. Bro's a little late to AFCON. Yeah, AFCON was crazy, guys. AFCON was absolutely mental. What happens in AFCON stays in AFCON. I'm trying to think, is there anything else that I'm missing before I leave you? Yeah. Now that Bailey's gone, I do expect another signing in these next couple of days, by the way. So, yeah. Okay, hit the like, subscribe. Big game tomorrow, big week ahead. And yeah, I'll speak to you soon. 100 and what's the like target? What was Bailey's number? What was Bailey's number? What was Bailey's number? I need a specific like target for this video. Bailey was number 31. 131 likes to send Bailey right back in Birmingham. And anyways, talk to you soon. Simo out.